So, guys, welcome to the interview with my good friend Iker, previously from Gwart Metaverse, who was the CMO, Chief Marketing Officer. We had a great time back in 2022 at Gwart, building one of the leading metaverses, originally based in Turkey. So, just going to dive into basically everything around that experience, how you found kind of that experience, what you were doing before, and what was some of the successes or failures during the campaign. But before we dive in, maybe a quick introduction would be amazing from yourself, Iker.
Thank you very much, man. It's great to be here. Of course, we have been in this space for a while now, and it was great in 2022. I'm looking forward to dive into it. But other than that, what I've been doing, I'm an industry engineer. I'm an entrepreneur. Started first company when I was studying in the university. That company is still alive, over 10 years now. And I joined Start Trading in 2016. And after that, I sold my shares for that company in 4 years ago and fully joined in the ecosystem. And I joined in the Guard Metaverse company. In the first year, I did the strategy. In the second year, as we are going to discuss also, I was responsible from the marketing side, that the community building that we worked together with you, which was the greatest times, I think, because the NFTs were there, the community were there, everything was quite fun. And after that, I did the fundraising part of Guard, and I left Guard in the beginning of summer and joined Rome Network as Chief Marketing Officer and co-founder, which is a DPM project that we have been building and backed by Outliers Ventures. It's in the peak ecosystem, and that thing is boosting. I'm also advising a couple of more projects, helping them in the token side as a token advisor. Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah,
Hopefully
definitely.
we will continue more. Yeah.
Yeah. If anyone has had a lot of experience in crypto, it is Iker for sure.
No,
So
I cannot say that. There's like I met in the last couple of years so many OGs in the world. Like they're very knowledgeable people. I still feel that I'm newly starting, but of course, when I see the ecosystem is getting bigger, it seems that we are now also like a small OGs.
very humble. But yeah, looking forward to diving into all of them things. We'll just go through a few quick fire questions in regards to GoArt and the experience there. So, GoArt Metaverse was the name of the company we originally met. What was that company? I suppose. What did they do? For anyone who doesn't know.
Guard Metaverse was an augmented reality based metaverse platform. It was a mobile application that is converting the real areas, started with the tourism in the first use case. So to 3D environments through your phone that people can dive in, join in, play games, go around and earn rewards, basically. In the time that we start with you working, that was the time that is the first MVP was launched, and people were able to go around some specific areas in the metaverse to do some missions and collect some points.
Yeah, it was a really cool platform in the peak of the NFT phase, which was the golden days, I like to call. It was a much funner than this meme coin cycle and things of this nature. But yeah, as you mentioned, you were managing a lot of the strategy and overall marketing for GoArt, being a chief level staff there and kind of partner. Um, of course, the prior years to our engagement, a lot of things were just strategy building and development as such, but it'll be awesome to give some context on kind of what that situation looked like before we actually engaged together. Yeah.
Yeah, this is in that time the product was there. That was actually the biggest difference in that time, because for most of the projects in that time in 2021, 22, there was not an urgency of product. Mainly it was about selling the idea. So we came out in the beginning of bear market with the idea, also the product that is already working. So we wanted to develop a strategy that is showing the value of the product, that people can do something inside. And also, when we started, before we met, that was a strategy to convince right people in the space, because it was also beginning of the bear market, right? It was the summer 2022, and we were working with a team, a small team of 5, and we wanted to onboard as much as key people in the space. And you were luckily one of them. And after we decided to work on the building the community, we didn't know exactly when to launch the NFTs, but the idea of the NFTs was to have the NFTs as a community builder,
Yeah.
not to make money. So that company had already revenue generation, so that we just needed to develop the community that's going to be believing, using, and giving us feedback about the product. After you joined in, it's especially for our all community building processes, it was a good push, because then it was going slowly because we were talking one-to-one with a lot of people. After you joined in, that was like a more mass adoption that we saw in the last 3 months. We reached from, there was a 0 Twitter and Discord. At the end of this 6 months, 7 months period, we reached out 100,000 on Twitter, 36,000 on Discord, and they were all active. And before we launch our NFTs, wow, what a community. Everybody was involving, everybody was talking, everybody was interacting. We had our own AMAs were like 3,000 people listening. That was good times.
Definitely good times. Funny story for anyone listening. Eatgear is obviously always at in real life events, networking, building relationships, doing these things. I think maybe one event you had a little bit too much beer and joined one of the AMAs, having some fun with the community, and it was great vibes. We were all sharing drinks on the spaces, and everyone was vibing. It was awesome. But yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it was a bit new for me as well. I learned a lot from you and other friends who've been in the space for a while, more than me, especially in the community side. I've learned a lot how to communicate and, what is really expectation from the community. So that's the key thing that I learned. I still hold it with me, that the more that you listen the community, the more that you will be successful. Because if you don't, you wouldn't really understand what you need to build. So every project that I've been working so far, I've been going with that mission. I should be thanking you for showing me all that improvement.
No, definitely not. It's one thing hearing information, it's another thing applying. But as a core team, you've done very well at actually listening and applying some of the insights we were sharing on the community side, because the product and strategy was perfect. It was just the execution of with the community. But kind of after leading up to that NFT sale, obviously the platform had 30,000 plus users, I believe, hundreds of thousands on socials, all active and engaged members. What difference did that make for the business in terms of prior the MVP stage, having users, to having all them users in this active community before the success of the NFT, which was, I believe, #1 on all of the trending platforms and things like that?
That's a good question, actually, because the impact was there and enormous. There was this urgency that I was mentioning for the whole company as a strategy to show that. Could you give me a second?
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
No, it's totally fine. We can edit the break.
I believe that you can edit that.
Of course.
What I was saying, that this is a quite well question, actually, because I was trying to explain the company, the C-level, that how important is the community building since the beginning, because most of the builders in that company in Guard that was coming from Web2 perspective, good technology developers, good executors, that the access to money is there as well. But the power of community is coming from the more Web3 perspective. And then after we get that get that community running, that was the time that then we launched the NFTs. It was crazy that everybody was talking about Guard, and directly that impacted to our business development, because we were looking for brands to engage, and those brands, when they're seeing this kind of interaction, they come back with a totally different attitude than 6 months ago.
Yeah,
and
exactly. And
that
maybe
gives us,
maybe you can share some of them brands, because they were pretty big brands leading up to that launch phase when they were seeing the hype. It was like AstraZeneca, one of the pharmaceutical brands, I believe, and a few others?
Yeah, there was AstraZeneca. There was a lot of, because Guard was a Turkish company and its presence was in Turkey, and there was a lot of connections already with the big brands that in the C level, and they were looking for the project. What is it going to do? And then after that, community impact scene, the one of the biggest governmental bank joined in, which add up as a lot of revenue for the company. Also, there was the biggest e-commerce firm that joined in, opened their space in that metaverse, and also there was a couple of more big companies. Turkish Football Federation joined in, so there was like a very big international and national companies who have been joined in after that process, because they saw there is a value, there are users, and they want to be a part of it.
And then the second last question I will ask was just, how long was the process of initiating the go-to-market campaign we helped execute, and the phase of this peak of hype where the Web2 companies were intrigued, the community was very active and ready to buy as much things Go Art related as they could or use the product? How long did that transition take, if you can remember?
I think the starting point with the strategy to start executing was like 2 to 3 months. Basically the start. We started that position, so we have to get together the whole inside in the company, that decision-making processes and the budgets. After that, the total, I think it took 6 months in total to finalize, to reach the NFT sale and these interactions.
Yeah, definitely. And then the final question I will ask you, Iker, I know you're a very busy man working on a lot of different things, was just, what would you say to anyone thinking of working with me and my team at Lumina?
I would definitely suggest it. I remember that times that we were, working till the morning, joining AMAs at after midnight. That was crazy times. I know how hardworking that you are and your team. So I would definitely suggest people to check it out and work with you. So so from my side, that was a very successful process. It not only teach me how to build a community, but it also show that this is possible even in a slightly small market when it comes to community building in Turkey. There was not a lot of success stories, but we managed to do it all together. So I believe if people needs to, which is a very important part for any project, they should definitely come to you and try to work it out.
Thank you so much, Iker. And the final thing before we end the interview, maybe you can share some insights on your new endeavors and what people can look out for in the near future.
Exactly, yeah. I've been advising 3 different projects for a while now. One of them is TickSpace. It is a New York Center company which is actually going to revolutionize the ticketing market. They have been developing this product. It's amazing and insane, which is ready to move, and some very big players are using it. And they're now building a layer 1 on top of it. The second one is Feed protocol, which is a randomness generator in Solana ecosystem, which you are also very familiar of. That they got just accepted in Outliers Ventures Riyadh program, so they're going to be in Riyadh. And I believe if anyone needs, especially in the game side, any random generator for fair play, I think that can be very interesting. The last and the biggest thing is the ROM network, that I was an advisor while they were joining the Outliers Ventures DPIM program. And now they got investment from Outliers and Borderless Capital. And I joined as a co-founder and chief marketing officer at ROM network. Yeah, I've been in this space for a while. I'm trying to find out the best projects to be supporting and being a part of. Also, anyone who wants to be partnered, just let me know. I'm easy to find. I will be in Singapore next week as well. So
yeah, you heard it from Iker first, and you can just drop Lumina a message and we'll make sure to connect you guys. But I don't want to take too much more of your time, brother. Thank you so much for taking the time to share these insights. It was a great pleasure.
Thank you very much, man. Pleasure is mine.
Okay, cool. So